Listen, I wasn't gonna do this, but y'all keep asking me about it, and I finally read it for the first time, and I see why it was deleted. And I'm quite sure Cardi B told her to delete that you were fighting a bad situation, and you gonna cause more enemies for Cardi than fans. Because one thing you don't want to do is tick off the dark skinned brothers and the dark skinned sisters who actually probably went out and bought Cardi B. Now, if they see you jumping on a dark skinned person, they gonna definitely team up. And they ain't gonna care nothing about Bodak or the yellow. Now, Cardi B's success, I've commended her. She came a long way from the strip pole and Backpage and everywhere else. But to actually say, I know you're her sister and all, but to actually say Cardi B, was stripping because she couldn't find a job. um, I don't know of a stripper that went into the profession because they couldn't find a job. I think this was more in line with, what they were doing anyway. So it didn't really make no difference. They might as well do this and get some money. Because they was basically doing this and then some for free. That's normally how it was. You just don't go into strip like, well, I went into, for, Goldman Sachs and I didn't get the job. So they got an opening here down at Sugar Tits. Yeah, let me go down here and see what they got. The interview process. How big your tits? Okay, let me see you twerk. You know, what do you expect to get here? You want to move up to management or? It's like, what is she talking about? I mean, I understand that's your sister. You want to go on, but you was completely missing the point. And she wasn't bringing Cardi B up. Charlemagne was bringing Cardi B's name up, and she had to explain it based off because he kept bringing it up, using that as an example. And I'm like, this is entirely different. You're missing the point. Like Cardi B didn't come up through the Latin markets. That's not how she came up. She came up through the American market, being on the American show. That's where she started from. And I'm like, how could you miss this? She came up through I'm like, how could anybody miss this? What she was saying. She came up through the Latin markets. And it was different for her. Amara came up through the Latin market and had to go through the racial things that she had to go through the Latin markets, which none of this had anything to do with Cardi B. Cardi B came up through the American markets, then crossed over to the Latin market. She did it that way. And he was like, well, you could do it too. She's like, well, me and her are different. We're not the same complexion. So that wasn't gonna be a option for her over and coming up in Latin like that. She had to do this and struggle for years. So I get it. I understand what's going on. We see it all the time. But I think she was quite unenlightened and she just wanted to defend her sister and she just jumped out there. And from, her previous Instagram videos, she, you know, straight Bronx, not very enlightened in the situation. She just kind of jumps out there. And on the Instagram videos, you see her. She's auditioning for a reality show if she's not already on one. And if she's on one already, please forgive me. I don't know of her. I'm just really reacting and commenting to her statements. But to sit there and tell us, the general public, that, she's stripping because she couldn't find a job, that's, yeah, that's just not on the marquee of believable. And I just want the young people to know that if you can't find a job, that don't mean go to the strip club. So that's just how that works. It was other people that helped out in her success and her getting to this point, and it was a lot more than just stripping going on. She didn't strip her way to this point. A lot of other things went on that came along with that price of stripping. So, to Cardi B sister, I understand you was trying to stick up for your sis and all that, but that's a tough pill to swallow.